So mid-range, $500 to $600. Let's look at what that gets you here in the middle of 2023. So let's take a look at this parts list that I was able to sort of put together based on parts that I kind of already had laying around. So just understand with this build, this is not necessarily the most optimized build you could possibly put together with about $550. This is just what I had laying around combined with some new parts. So with that in mind, the CPU in this thing is a Ryzen 5 4500, which you can pick up for sub $80 depending on where you're looking. So it's a fantastic 6-core and 12-thread part that you can get up and running with. And the great thing about that Ryzen CPU is it has a fantastic upgrade path being on AM4. Now for the motherboard, I would recommend just picking up a commodity class B450 motherboard, preferably with 4 DIMMs for your RAM modules in case you ever want to upgrade your RAM, but pick something that you're going to be comfortable with that is also not overly expensive. You should be able to get a motherboard for sub $100. For RAM here, we have 16 gigabytes of DDR4 memory. Now in my testing, I'm running a 3200 megahertz kit, though understand with as cheap as RAM is, I would honestly just go for a 3600 megahertz kit because you're not really paying any extra for that sort of speed advantage. So go ahead and purchase what you can with the money available, but you should be able to do pretty well on the RAM front. Similarly, you should be able to do great with an SSD. I would recommend going with a 1 terabyte NVMe drive. It's gonna be, again, commodity class, probably without a DRAM cache, but sub $40, so it actually should come out pretty well for you and give you plenty of room to get up and running with several games. Now, the GPU, depending on whether you're going with a new or a used card, will influence what GPU you eventually put into your system, but if you're going new, like this build is sort of following along, an RX 6600 is probably the way to go. It provides a fantastic return on your roughly $200 investment, so it's a fantastic card for that price. And being in a gaming PC, that's the singular component that you're going to want to spend more money on than any other component, and that's what we're doing here. For cases, pick up something that you're comfortable looking at for a while, that you can actually upgrade in the future, and that is not overly expensive. The Thermaltake Versa H18 is a pretty good option here because you can add some fans into it. It has pretty good airflow, and you should be able to hang on to that case for a while and upgrade it as you go along. And just for note here, the fan kit that I'm using in the B-roll here, this is an Up Here 3-fan kit, and you can get them on Amazon for, at least as of the time of filming, about $20. They look fantastic. They're pretty quiet fans, and they all sort of wire into easily with one wire a controller that just plugs into a SATA plug off of your power supply, so it'll be linked along with everything else down below. And speaking of SATA plugs and power supplies, get a power supply you're going to be happy with, one from a reputable manufacturer, at least 500 watts, and preferably actually a little bit more than 500 watts would be best, though for this build guide we do have a 500 watt unit from EVGA for about $70. Just understand, if you find one from a reputable manufacturer that has more wattage or the same wattage and is at a better price, go for that one instead. So with all that out of the way, let's take a look at how this PC performs and what $550 gets you when you throw it at some games. So there you have it. $550 is going to get you a fantastic gaming PC here in 2023. It has really good upgrade paths available to it, both on the CPU front, the RAM front, the GPU front. It's all upgradable, so it's a really, really good starter PC. If this is what you're looking at, once again, all of the parts will be linked in the description down below. While you're down there, if you had the same $550, where would you spend your money? You know, what CPUs would you get, GPUs, all of it? Let me know your thoughts on a $550 gaming PC build in those comments down below. Otherwise, if you like the video, give it a like, share, subscribe. All those things are super helpful for the channel. You can follow me both on Instagram and on Twitter at Hoosier Hardware. And as always, I'll let YouTube queue up a couple more videos from my channel for you to watch. I'm Shane with Hoosier Hardware, and I'll see you all in the next video.